I am the real daughter who was brought back home after the fake daughter was exposed. The reason? The fake daughter fell in love with a small-time gangster and believed their love was passionate and epic. When our parents disapproved, the fake daughter simply pushed me out as a replacement. Now that your real daughter is back, just stop controlling me. Pretend you never raised me, what's the big deal? As she wished, our parents never interfered with her life again. They hired a renowned piano master to teach me music. They arranged for top-tier socialites to instruct me in etiquette. They assigned the best tutors to help me catch up academically. A year later, I became the top scorer in the college entrance exams and even assisted my parents in managing the family business. Meanwhile, the fake daughter was abandoned by the gangster's rural parents because she was pregnant with a girl. My name is Lin Sheng. But now, I should be called Rachel Sheng. Because I am the long-lost heiress of the wealthy Sheng family. I was brought back from the orphanage. The night before, I had even binge-read several novels about battles between real and fake heiresses to prepare myself. I wanted to make sure I was ready to fight if the imposter tried to cling to her position. But when I arrived home, the reality was completely different. Rachel Yuan, the fake daughter, stormed into the room with a designer bag slung over her shoulder and angrily declared to our parents. "Great, now that your real daughter is back, you can finally leave me alone, you control freaks." I was stunned. I had no idea what was happening. She was still wearing the expensive clothes and shoes our parents had bought for her. Our parents looked at her with disappointment and shook their heads. "You brought this on yourself by lacking self-respect. How can you blame us? Having raised such an ungrateful wretch is the Sheng family's greatest shame." Rachel Yuan showed no remorse. "Oh, so what? Do you have any idea how much pressure you put on me? Did you ever ask what I wanted? You always forced me to waste my time on pointless things, piano lessons I never wanted, all kinds of nonsense. All I ever wanted was to be with my Aaron. You even stole the time we could have spent together." Then she shoved me forward. "Enough. Your real daughter is here. Go control her instead, leave me out of it. Just wait and see. Soon enough, she'll get sick of you too and want to escape. As for me, I'll be living happily ever after with my Aaron." With that, she strutted out the door, her designer bag swaying. As she passed me, she sneered, "Enjoy your new life, little puppet." I replied coldly, "Oh? Then why don't you leave behind that LV bag before you go?" Our parents agreed. "Yes, that bag was bought with our money." "Leave it." Rachel Yuan scoffed. "As if I care. My Aaron will buy me even better ones." She tossed the bag aside and ran off without a second glance. Straight into the arms of her delusional future. Rachel Yuan left without hesitation. No reluctance, no looking back. Our parents sighed and sat on the couch. After raising her for over a decade, this is what we get. My father shook his head bitterly. All it took was a bowl of plain congee from some lowlife to make her turn her back on us. What a waste of all the opportunities we gave her. I finally understood. Our parents had given her the best of everything, but Rachel Yuan, blinded by her infatuation, chose a deadbeat boyfriend over her family. TSK. What an ungrateful fool. After collecting themselves, my parents hugged me. "Don't worry, Rachel. You weren't scared by all that, were you?" I shook my head. "No." The piano and dance lessons she refused? Those were things I used to sneak out of the orphanage to learn, pressing my face against the windows of art schools. The life she took for granted was one I could only dream of. I carried tattered backpacks fished out of dumpsters, carefully protecting the brand new textbooks inside. I even taught myself foreign languages, while others grew up with maids to practice conversation with. I've always believed I could catch up. So even if my starting line was far behind, I never wallowed in self-pity. I ran as hard as I could, but no matter how much effort I put in, the gap between me and those born into privilege never seemed to close. "Mom, Dad, I want to learn piano. I want to dance. I want tutors to help me improve my weak subjects. My mother smiled warmly. Now this is a true heiress. My father nodded in approval. You can have anything you want, Rachel. The only thing we won't tolerate is foolishness and love. We're not old-fashioned, but we do know what's best for you. Rachel Yuan threw herself away at this age. I can't imagine what her future holds. But it's her choice. My father took my luggage. Your room has been completely redone. It's clean and decorated just for you. Come, let us show you. Okay. My parents enrolled me in countless training programs. From etiquette and posture to piano, dance, vocals, and painting. Everything I had once struggled to learn through a window was now taught to me by the best instructors. One day, my mother drove me to a prestigious music professor's piano lesson at the school's music room. Rachel, study hard. The professor has a year-end recital, you should attend and learn from it. I nodded. I will, Mom. Honestly, the Xing family's connections were no joke. Renowned musicians, top-tier tutors, all just a phone call away. These were privileges I could never have imagined before. And I didn't waste them. I worked harder than anyone. My mother checked her phone and smiled. Rachel, your sketching tutor says you have a real talent. I grinned. Of course I did. All those hours spent peering through windows hadn't been for nothing. As we parked in the school's underground lot, we ran into Rachel Yuan, who was loitering around. The moment she saw my music sheets, she knew why I was there. Oh? Is this the control freak mom dragging her real daughter to piano lessons? See? She'll do the same thing to any daughter. Good thing I escaped in time. My mother glanced at the Mio bag under Rachel Yuan's arm and smirked. I couldn't stand this ungrateful brat. Rachel Yuan, you're the one who threw away the best education money could buy. And now you're bragging about it? You think your teenage rebellion is something to be proud of? You've embarrassed yourself enough. Let's be clear, you didn't escape the Xing family. The Xing family disowned you. Rachel Yuan sneered. Rachel, you're still naive. Just wait. I cut her off. Just wait until you realize how stupid you sound right now. I linked arms with my mother. Let's go, Mom. We shouldn't keep the professor waiting. As we walked past her, I glanced at her bag and smirked. What's wrong? Now that you've left the Xing family, you can only afford knockoffs, fake heiress? Rachel Yuan was left speechless as we walked away. On the way to school one day, my mother mentioned. Rachel, there's a speech competition coming up. You should join. The professor who teaches you public speaking will be one of the judges. It's a good opportunity. I hesitated. Okay, Mom. But I've just started learning. I'm a little nervous. She patted my shoulder reassuringly. Don't worry. You're our daughter, of course you'll do well. Even if you don't win, there's no shame in trying. This was the mindset of the truly privileged, results didn't matter as much as the experience. At school, I used my free time to attend training sessions organized by the teachers. And of course, Rachel Yuan was there too. I wasn't surprised. Even though she'd left the Xing family, her former status still gave her some advantages. The teachers only picked her because my mother had put in a word before. Meanwhile, I had earned my spot fair and square. Rachel Yuan smirked when she saw me. Oh, if it isn't the precious Xing heiress. Slumming it in a small-time competition like this? How unbecoming. I ignored her, which only made her bolder. Don't tell me you needed your family's connections just to enter this? Pathetic. Unlike you, the judges begged me to join the finals the moment they heard me. Guess talentless hacks like you really are doomed, huh? She leaned and mocked conspiratorially. So? How does it feel to be their puppet? Enjoying the strings? I'd had enough. I shoved her away. Your brain must be made of sawdust. After everything Mom and Dad did for you, this is how you repay them? You're not just ungrateful, you're proud of it. Disgusting. Rachel Yuan opened her mouth to retort, but I didn't let her. You think you got into this competition on merit? That the judges were so impressed they fast-tracked you to the finals? Dream on. With your half-baked skills and lazy attitude, you'd never make it past the first round. You're not just a fraud, you're a joke. Rachel Yuan was fuming. She stormed off, throwing one last thread over her shoulder. You'll regret this. On the day of the finals, Rachel Yuan didn't even finish half her speech before the judges stopped her. Backstage, I watched her face turn green, then red, then purple. Rachel Yuan was the first contestant in history to be cut off for being unbearable to listen to. Behind me, whispers spread. Wasn't that the heiress? Her parents spent a fortune on her education. How did she end up like this? Right? That performance was embarrassing. I could have done better. I heard she only got into the finals because of connections. My classmate told me. Seriously? Wow. Some heiress she is. Rachel Yuan glared fiercely at me and the girls before storming off in a huff. I casually strolled past the gossiping girls, hands in my pockets. She's not a heiress anymore. She hasn't been for a long time. No real heiress would embarrass themselves like that. Leaving them stunned, I walked away. My parents were thrilled with my competition results, and so was the media professor. He told them outright, this girl has real talent. So, I gained another masterclass. My parents said I made them proud, and I was proud of myself too. I quickly adapted to my new environment, building strong relationships at school. When I received an invitation to a birthday party, I knew I'd truly been accepted. In elite schools, birthday parties were more than celebrations, they were displays of social status and luxury. The event was set for Saturday night. The next day, I prepared my gift and arrived in style. My chauffeur dropped me off at the venue. Dressed in a stunning designer gown, I made a dazzling entrance. Familiar faces immediately greeted me. Rachel, you look amazing. Is that the new Zara dress? The craftsmanship is exquisite. I smiled gracefully, my posture flawless. After all, my parents had invested heavily in my etiquette training, I wouldn't let their efforts go to waste. Rachel, you've adjusted so well. We were close as kids, now that you're back, we shouldn't drift apart. I flashed a perfect smile. Of course not. Girls bonded quickly in this world. But then an unwelcome, shrill voice cut through the chatter. Pfft. Just because you've climbed up the social ladder doesn't mean you've shed your orphanage roots. Unlike my Aaron, who's a natural-born star wherever he goes. Rachel Yuan, shameless as ever, had crashed the party with Song Chinian in tow. She clung to his arm, looking down her nose at us. I straightened my back and fired back. Oh? If it isn't the adopted daughter who got expelled for underage dating. Weren't you disowned? Why are you still acting like a heiress? A fake like you shouldn't even be talking to us. Don't embarrass yourself. Before leaving, my mother had specifically told me, if you see that ungrateful wretch Rachel Yuan, don't hold back. There's no need to spare her feelings. I smirked at the lovey-dovey couple. School bully? More like a small-time thug with no ambition. Calling himself a bully is just pathetic. The girls around me chimed in. Yeah, if he can't even compare to the real school heartthrob, he's just delusional. The crowd's loyalty shifted instantly. Once, these girls had been Rachel Yuan's close friends. Now, they were laughing at her with me. TSK. The elite world was ruthless. But Rachel Yuan didn't care. She lifted her chin arrogantly. At least I have someone who loves me. What about you, Rachel Sheng? Even as a heiress, you're still unwanted. Right, Aaron? Song Chinian nodded, brushing a strand of hair from her face. No one compares to my Yuan. How could some orphanage rat ever measure up? I laughed. Just as I was about to retaliate, a handsome young man stepped forward. Every movement exuded elegance. Miss Sheng, I've seen you at school a few times. may I have this dance? I recognized him, the eldest son of the Ho family. My parents had briefed me on the top elite families, and the Hos were at the forefront. Their air was unforgettable. I placed my hand in his with a flawless smile. Of course. Then, I shot Rachel Yuan a sweet grin. Seems your intel was wrong. Rachel Yuan knew exactly who the Ho heir was. She could only stomp her foot in frustration before dragging Song Chinian onto the dance floor. But alas. Song Chinian kept stepping on her feet. The center of the dance floor echoed with her yelps of pain. The two idiots, unable to dance yet insisting on hogging the spotlight, earned nothing but disdainful glares. The day Rachel Yuan returned home, I was practicing a new piano piece. I'm here to take what's mine. Move. The maid stood frozen at the door, unsure what to do. I'd posted a sign at the entrance, which Rachel Yuan had torn down. I finished my piece and slowly lifted my hands from the keys. No need to shout. The sign clearly said, Rachel Yuan and dogs not allowed. Rachel Yuan planted her hands on her hips and screeched. Who do you think you are? If I hadn't left, you'd still be some nobody. I stood up, raising my voice louder than hers. And who are you? An illegitimate imposter barging into my home uninvited? Get out. Rachel Yuan threw a tantrum. No. I'm taking my things, my clothes, my bags. I nearly laughed. Ah, so that's the disgusting barking I heard. A stray mutt begging for scraps. Rachel Yuan, no, wait, Sun Yuan, your audacity is astounding. The moment you walked out, you lost the right to the Xing name. And your mouth is filthy. Wash it before you come back. Rachel Yuan's face turned purple with rage. I'd been watching debate videos lately, my comebacks had leveled up. Her screaming drew my parents downstairs from their study. Perfect timing, they needed to see their former daughter's true colors. My father scowled the moment he saw her. Why are you back? Haven't you embarrassed us enough? My mother's expression was equally icy. You're not a Xing anymore. Your name is Sun Yuan now. Sun Yuan shoved the maid aside and pointed accusingly. After raising me for over a decade, this is how you treat me? I'm taking what's rightfully mine. She tried to storm upstairs. I grabbed her hair and yanked hard. A shriek echoed through the villa. Even my parents and the maid covered their ears. I flicked my ear. So noisy. Looking down at Sun Yuan, now sprawled on the floor with tears in her eyes, I hissed. Sun Yuan, shut your trap. You're nothing but a shameless stray. Get a grip, you're in no position to challenge us. Then, louder, for all to hear. Take one more step, and I'll call the police for trespassing. Sun Yuan's face twisted. You wouldn't dare. My parents spoke from above. Oh, she would. Rachel, call security. Get this disgrace out of my house. I dialed without hesitation. Pathetic. Can't afford clothes, so you resort to stealing? What's wrong? Can't your school bully Aaron even buy you a dress? Security arrived swiftly, hauling Sun Yuan out by her arms. Apologies, Mr. and Mrs. Xing, Miss Xing. We'll ensure she doesn't disturb you again. My parents waved them off. Sun Yuan's screams faded as she was dragged away. How dare you? My things are still here, my clothes. My bags. I called after her, don't worry. The only thing you left behind was your stench. To the maid, I added, Auntie, some air freshener, please. Right away. Failing to leech off the Xing family, Sun Yuan turned to other schemes. A friend told me she'd joined a PDD group, a circle where rich girls offloaded outdated luxury items, and wannabe socialites rented them for photos. Sun Yuan had become one of those clout chasers. I checked my moments and saw her latest post from a minute ago. Caption, a lovely afternoon tea. The photo showed Sun Yuan clinging to Song Qinyan's arm, a Miao Miao bag prominently displayed. She'd even commented on her own post. Thanks to my errand for the new bag. We're forever. The comment section was a ghost town. I couldn't let such a masterpiece go unnoticed. My fingers flew across the screen. How sweet of Aaron to get you a second-hand bag. That design is from last year, and is that a resale tag I see? Sun Yuan must have forgotten to block me. By the time she realized and tried to delete my comment, the floodgates had opened. Dozens of replies poured in from elites she'd missed on her privacy settings. Wow, Aaron can't even afford new? LOL, I recognize that bag, my friend sold it in a PDD group. Fake flexing for clout. Cringe. Didn't you throw a tantrum at the Shin's place begging for handouts? How sad. Oh my, what a massive ungrateful leech. Reading the comments section had me laughing out loud. People really shouldn't be too greedy, overreach, and you'll end up suffering the consequences. Now, her pathetic attempt to pretend she's still living the high life is public knowledge. One day after school, I headed to the art center nearby for my lessons. By sheer coincidence, I spotted Song Chinian dragging a small, timid-looking boy with a huge backpack into an alley. The vicious look in Song Chinian's eyes and the boy's cowering posture told me everything I needed to know. And me? Well, I've always had a habit of meddling in other people's business, especially when it involves playing the hero. This was my moment to shine. Speak up. Where's the protection money? What's in that damn backpack of yours that you refuse to let go of? As I turned the corner, I saw Song Chinian kicking and punching the boy. I let out a disgusted noise and smirked. Oh, so this is how you earned your school bully title? By picking on the weak? Wow, what an impressive reputation. Song Chinian's expression darkened when he saw me. You again, Rachel Sheng. I wasn't intimidated, even as his gang of thugs glared at me. Yep, it's me, your granddaddy. What, you brought an entourage just to welcome me? Song Chinian sneered. Thought some stray cat wandered in to play hero. What's a little girl like you doing here? I mimicked his tone. What's a little girl like you doing here, ? Then I scoffed. Wow, tough talk for someone who's about to get schooled. Song Chinian, less yapping, more action. Let's see who's really the boss here. He gestured to his lackeys. Boys, teach this girl a lesson, just don't hit her face. We don't need trouble. But everywhere else? Go wild. The group erupted in laughter, their eyes raking over me in a way that made my skin crawl. I hurled the rock I'd been holding straight at Song Chinian's forehead. He clutched his head, hissing curses. Get her. I rolled my eyes. Oh, so scary. A whole gang fighting one girl? How manly of you. I helped the boy up and motioned for him to run. But he didn't move. No time to worry about him, I dodged the first punch and kicked back hard. That's it? You hit like you're opening a soda can. Pathetic. Song Chinian snarled and charged again. I sidestepped and swept his legs out from under him. Watch and learn, kid. This is how you fight. Maybe go home and watch Peppa Pig instead of playing tough guy. He staggered up, undeterred. I sighed. This guy was stubborn. A well-placed kick to his ribs sent him sprawling again, but this time, he grabbed a brick. Oh ho, sneaky, huh? I knocked it out of his hand and pinned him down. Since when do you know how to fight? The Shins let you learn martial arts? I shrugged. My parents respect my hobbies. I said I liked karate, so they signed me up. Oh, and you know what they called me at the orphanage? The girl who could uproot willow trees like Lin Dayu *. Kid, stop picking fights and go eat some walnuts. Your brain needs it. The boy, wide-eyed, silently dropped the brick he'd been clutching and followed me out. Thank you, sister. He looked about 12. I nodded and watched him walk away. Huh. Being the good guy felt pretty good. News of me beating up Song Chinian spread fast, and of course, Rachel Yuan came looking for revenge. She stormed up to me at the school gates, sleeves rolled up like she was ready to throw down. Rachel Sheng. How dare you hurt my Aaron? I glanced at her. Oh, you mean when as a proud member of the Communist Youth League, I tapped my school badge, fulfilled my duty to protect the weak from your so-called school bully? Then I feigned realization. Wait, was he extorting money for you? Wow, what a pure love story. Couldn't get a job, so he turned to robbery? Rachel Yuan shrieked, trying to drown me out. You don't understand. They deserved it. What's wrong with collecting a little protection money? Aaron was just earning some extra cash. I stared at her. This girl's brain was truly defective. Without warning, I slapped her, just hard enough to make a satisfying sound. See? I can hit you too. Pay me protection money, and I'll stop. For good measure, I gave her another smack. Rachel Yuan stumbled back, clutching her face in shock. You hit me? Rachel Sheng, you bitch. How dare you? 3 questions in one breath. Impressive. I smirked. What, changed your mind about that protection fee? Even if you paid me, I wouldn't protect you. At most, I'd save it for your future hospital bills, since that mouth of yours is bound to get you into trouble. She seethed. You're not leaving. You heard Aaron, you owe us $50,000 in medical fees. I laughed. Ah, there it was. Turning lazily, I said, Rachel Yuan, I warned you. Don't push your luck. 50,000? Which bag is worth your boyfriend's broken bones? She avoided my gaze, guilt flashing across her face. Oh? So you admit it? Look at you. No matter where you go, you're still the same leech. Your precious Aaron's still bedridden, huh? Wonder what he'd think if he knew the truth. Rachel Yuan screamed, shut up. That's not true. I pressed on. Not true? I could hear your scheming from a mile away. You're pathetic. I walked off before she could fabricate some emotional distress claim. The moment I stepped into class, my homeroom teacher summoned me. A classmate whispered that she looked pissed. Sure enough, when I entered the office, she pointed grimly at her computer. Care to explain? I sighed. Rachel Yuan had outdone herself. She'd sent the teacher a video of me assaulting Song Chinian. TSK. Playing dirty now? Not bad. My teacher spoke low and stern. Rachel, your grades are excellent. Your parents have high hopes for you. Why would you get involved in something like this? I caught her wording. Teacher, even you think he's something like this? She cleared her throat. That's not the point. As a top student, you should focus on academics, not street brawls. Do you realize the provincial inspectors are coming? If this video gets out, even your parents can't save you. I nodded. I know, teacher. Better than anyone. She softened slightly. Then why? I cut in. My only regret is not filming him first. Would have captured his true colors perfectly. She gaped. You wanted to record him? He's a lost cause, but you. I tilted my head. Teacher, I was doing a good deed. What's wrong with that? Before she could retort, the department head's booming laughter echoed down the hall. Ahahaha. Shaolin, your class has a little hero. He spotted me. Ah, Rachel. Perfect timing. The principal wants to see you, tease on him. My teacher looked baffled. I shrugged innocently. Asterisk told you I wasn't fighting. I was saving someone, asterisk. The department head beamed. Shaolin, the principal from the neighboring school came by today. Apparently, one of their gifted students was being bullied by a thug. The boy stayed quiet until yesterday, when he finally reported it, thanks to a certain older sister who rescued him. He patted my shoulder. Guess who that sister was? The principal strolled over, teacup in hand. Rachel. How are your parents? My teacher sat stiffly. I relaxed instantly. Uncle Principal. They're doing well. They mentioned inviting you for golf soon. His eyes crinkled with delight. Excellent. Truly, your parents raised an outstanding child. I smiled modestly. You flatter me. My teacher sat frozen, unsure what to do. The principal continued, that boy is their star student, he's going to smash this year's admissions records. You saved their golden goose. They're sending a commendation banner soon. Who knew that quiet kid was a genius? Should have had him do my homework. Ah, missed opportunity. The principal, oblivious to my thoughts, was too busy basking in the reflected glory. Teacher Lin, this act of bravery should be celebrated in class. Set an example. Though, of course, remind students to report bullying to teachers first. We'll handle it. My teacher nodded frantically. Of course, principal. I'll make sure Rachel is properly recognized. The principal waved us off. Off to class now. Rachel, drop by for tea anytime. I grinned. Will do, Uncle Principal. Rachel Yuan's ability to stab me in the back was truly impressive, and I was determined to return the favor. She dared to release that video of me fighting to tarnish my reputation? Fine. Then I'd expose Song Qinyan's reign of terror to the entire school. No hesitation. I compiled all the evidence I'd gathered over the months, videos of Song Qinyan bullying weaker students, his arrogant sneers, exam cheating proofs, and even some unsavory bathroom stories. TSK. The sheer volume of his crimes couldn't even fit into a 9-square collage. I couldn't wait to see their reactions. They never expected me to strike back so publicly. Hell, I hadn't planned to release this so soon. But the moment those posts went live, the school erupted. Nearly every student now knew about Song Qinyan's atrocities, his extortion, his violence, his sheer audacity. Comments flooded in asterisk. OMG, it's that school bully Song Qinyan? I thought it was just an act. Asterisk disgusting. Shaking kids down for lunch money? Is he that broke? Asterisk cheating is one thing, but bullying? Lock him up. Asterisk video number 6 is wild. Did he seriously spend 20 minutes in the girls' bathroom right after Rachel Yuan went in? Asterisk we all know what they were doing. But damn, for a tough guy, he finished fast. Wonder if all those fights messed up his kidneys? Asterisk LMAO, that's brutal. Asterisk. The thread blew up. Song Qinyan's reputation crumbled under the scrutiny. I didn't know if he'd vomit blood from rage, but the school's reaction was instant. First, a public reprimand. Then a summons to the principal's office. Except, oh right. He was still bedridden from our fight. When the principal called, Song Qinyan had the gall to snap back. The principal, livid, immediately moved to expel him. And just like that, his academic career was over. No sympathy. He brought this on himself. I was packing up to leave when Rachel Yuan intercepted me at the school gates, her face twisted in fury. The moment she saw me, she lunged like a rabid dog. Ugh. This again? Did she have nothing better to do than ambush me daily? She couldn't win a fight or an argument. Yet here she was, screeching like a banshee, spit flying. Rachel Sheng. Why would you do this? What did we ever do to you? I gave you the Sheng heiress title. I cut her off. Correction, you didn't give me anything. You were kicked out for being an ungrateful leech. She clenched her jaw. So what? When I was living large, you were still eating dirt in some orphanage. I slow clapped. Bravo. I ate dirt, you ate shit. How else did mom and dad's perfect upbringing produce you? And what, exactly, did I do this time? Her eyes flashed. You ruined Aaron. Those posts. I blinked innocently. Posts? What posts? If your Aaron got what he deserved, that's on him. She trembled with rage. You did this because I reported you. I smirked. Oh? Admitting it now? You stabbed first. Don't cry when I stab back. Right, Sun Yuan? Her lips whitened under her teeth. You're vile. Just like your parents. She actually charged at me, either forgetting how I'd dismantled her thug boyfriend or choosing willful ignorance. But I didn't even need to lift a finger. A snap of my fingers, and 2 bodyguards materialized, shielding me. After recent incidents, my parents had assigned them. Very handy. Rachel Yuan paled at the human wall. Fine. You win, Rachel. Win? This isn't a game. It's self-defense. Or were you not about to attack me just now? The guard stepped forward. She flinched and fled. *TSK. All bark, no bite. *. After that scare, Rachel Yuan vanished for weeks. Peace at last. Until one day, I spotted her strutting toward me, radiating smugness. Had she won the lottery? She preened. Well, if it isn't the orphanage heiress. Struggling to keep up with our elite curriculum? Ah. This was her grand comeback? I thought of my teacher's constant praise and humored her. Even half my brain outclasses yours. She scowled. No need for insults. Then, chest puffed, I scored above the first tier cutoff last exam. You? Still dragging behind, right? I sighed and flashed my phone. This enough for you? Her face froze at the screen, an early admission offer from a top university. Why you faked that? I laughed. Why bother? Your achievements are paltry. Her teeth ground. You. Let me guess, with Song Chinian expelled, you're playing independent woman now? Planning to fund his loser ass? Her face flushed crimson. I waved her off. Save it. You'll never measure up. Genetics don't lie. She hissed, don't get cocky. I walked away. The audacity. My parents had poured everything into my education, something she'd thrown away, calling it control. Pathetic. Years later, I graduated and took over the family business. Over afternoon tea, my bestie gossiped about elite scandals and her latest suitors. And then he actually said. She suddenly elbowed me. Look, isn't that your sister? I glanced over. Rachel Yuan, now Sun Yuan, stood outside a luxury boutique, eyeing the displays with longing before tugging Song Chinian away. Then she saw me. Her steps faltered. Song Chinian, however, glared like I'd killed his dog. You. Rachel Yuan tried to drag him off, but I called out. Long time no see, Sun Yuan. She protectively cradled her belly. I don't want to see you. I'm happy now, a family, a life. Leaving your family was the best decision. I blinked. Pregnant? Song Chinian puffed up. Damn right. My wife's carrying my son. Jealous, spinster? Rachel Yuan nodded, though her gaze lingered on my new Birkin. How sad. My bestie stepped in. Excuse you? Men beg to date me. Your husband? Trash. And congrats on the baby. Hope it's a boy, or else, yikes. Rachel Yuan spluttered. You don't know anything about happiness. I shrugged. Keep telling yourself that. Now, if you'll excuse us. I gestured to our 4 bodyguards. Some of us have billions to manage. Song Chinian shut his mouth. Coward. Months later, Rachel Yuan reappeared at our gate, gaunt, hollow-cheeked, a shell of herself. She wailed, Mom. Dad. I was wrong. Please, take me back. My parents stared coldly. You chose this. Tears streamed down her face. I had a daughter. His family kicked me out. Just one apartment, please. Her eyes darted. Or money. I'll disappear. I scoffed. Nice try. We're not that stupid. My mother turned away. My father murmured, a young, able-bodied woman, begging instead of working. I never raised her like this. As security dragged her off, I headed inside. Rachel, you on? She'd have to figure it out. Alone.